Welcome to episode 2 of our series on Irish whiskey. We're here at Nuala Bar with Blue, and today we're going to talk about Green Spot.
Green Spot, which I was saying is my good starting point in Irish whiskey. It's quite easy to get your hands on. It's fairly affordable. I think, it's about £35 a bottle. I think it's the best £35 you could spend on a bottle of whiskey.
So those are fighting words.
I know, but I genuinely believe so. And everybody that knows me knows that
Green Spot is your best value for money whiskey.
Yeah.
Not Irish whiskey, whiskey.
There's a lot of other whiskies that I love that are not necessarily Irish, but they tend to go a little bit higher in price, or other whiskies that I love that are the same price range, but I don't think are as good as Green Spot.
What makes Green Spot so good?
It's quite easy drinking because it's not too high in alcohol. I tend to like whiskies that are very unforgiving. Unforgiving.
We're talking about whiskeys.
Yeah, I know, but in the sense that I like whiskies that are very, very flavorful. I tend to not like the lighter styles of whiskies. So most of the whiskies I like are quite, perhaps a little bit higher in strength, or not your everyday whiskey. I call Green Spot my breakfast whiskey.
Is that healthy?
I don't think it's one of your 5 a days, but if I had to have whiskey before 10 a.m.
This would be the whiskey you'd have.
Exactly. You get a lot of apple flavors. It's the very traditional Irish style. So it's pot still whiskey, triple distilled, made in Middleton, which is one of the main distilleries in Ireland. And yeah, it's just lovely. They have a whole spot range. So a little bit of background around the name. Green Spot, back in the days when not everybody knew how to read, they would put colored spots on the barrels, and Green Spot was the 10-year-old. So they took off their age statement, because I think it's becoming quite frequent nowadays when not every whiskey has an age statement on it. So it's a little bit younger than 10, but it's still just really flavorful. It's not too oaky, it's not too overpowering, it's light, it's great.
If Green Spot is the sort of under 10 years old,
yeah.
What are the other colors?
Yellow Spot, which is a 12-year-old, and then you have they have another range which is a Green Spot wine finish. I'll show you. Here we go. So in here you have their wine range. So the Chateau Léoville Barton, which celebrates all the Irish all around the world. So during the Great Hunger, the Barton family flew in France and bought a winery in Bordeaux, which is the Léoville Chateau. And yeah, so they made that whiskey finished in their Bordeaux cask. So it's quite cool. It's like a little link to history.
Yeah,
to
and
Irish
the color,
history.
it's a really interesting sort of, it looks like a
little bit more amber.
Yeah, it's a really interesting color.
Really, really nice. And then they have this one which launched this year, which is the Chateau Montelena, which is finished in a Zinfandel cask. So it would be a little bit older than Green Spot. It's the same liquid, but it's just matured in different wine casks. So it's quite cool to play around. I still think the original Green Spot is my favorite.
I've never seen any whiskey that's been finished in a Zinfandel.
That's why I said, like, the Irish are trying to create a nice story around their whiskey.
I'm not sure I'm convinced on a breakfast whiskey. I'm convinced enough to give it a try sometime.
Fair enough.
Thanks for watching. Our next video in the series is going to be about Glendalough, so keep watching.